Have you ever wondered how civilization started and what resources we utilize to continue to live? Well, it's an easy answer. The answer is wildlife. The saying, it's a circle of life, is real, but unfortunately for us, this beautiful phrase can mean an end to our planet. Within the last 2 years, the number of endangered animals have increased exponentially. And according to an article written by Biological Cow Diversity titled Top 10 Endangered Species Threatened by the Human Population, they state, as the human population grows and the rich countries continue to consume resources at voracious rates, we are crowding out all other species. This explains the reason why endangered animals are rapidly increasing and human resources are decreasing. It is well known that in order for humans to survive, wildlife needs to be present to balance the ecosystem. In accordance to this reasoning, we should do everything we can to help the wildlife before they become extinct, seeing how seeing as how we are the ones who are killing them. In my speech, I will define terms that are relevant, set the set the limits of my argument, and discuss major validations to prove my argument. In my introduction, I stated the word endangered, and I would like to define this term for you. For the purpose of my argument, I will be using the definition provided to me by definitions.net. They define endangered as in danger, at risk, or something that where there is a strong possibility something bad will happen to it. I have also and will continue to use the term ecosystem, and which I will define for you also. Throughout my argument, this term would make its way into many points. And according to National Geographic's encyclopedic entry made on August 21st, 2011, ecosystem refers to a geographic area where plants, animals, and other organisms, as well as weather and landscape, work together to form a bubble of life. I will be referring back to this definition later in my speech. Some key points that will be touched upon in today's argument include, but are not limited to, evidence of an increase in endangered species within the last 2 years, what causes wild animals to become extinct, and some ways we can put an end to endangerment of these animals. I will not be referring to any extinct animals today. Regarding to the evidence that the number of endangered species has increased within the past 2 years, in an article titled Endangered Earth, written by Craig Kasnoff in 2021, he states, there are now 41,415 species on the IUCN Red List, and 16,306 of them are endangered species threatened with extinction. This is up from 16,118 last year. This article provides evidence that an increase within the past 2 years has happened. And in a similar article titled The IUCN Red List of Threatened Species by IUCN in 2021, a line graph shows the increase of threatened or endangered species within the past 2 years. The graph supports the evidence that man-made disasters has caused wildlife to become endangered. According to an article entitled Encyclopedic Entry by National Geographic states that two main reasons that animals become endangered is because of loss of habitats and loss of genetic variation. Supporting this claim, another article titled Learn More About Threatened and Endangered Species by Environmental Protection Agency, the main reason that many species are endangered or threatened today is because people have changed the homes or ecosystems upon which these species depended on. These articles claim that due to man-made disasters, animals has lost their habitats and have had a decrease in genetic variation. In the same article, they state, another way that people harm animals and plants is by taking them from the wild, capturing a wild animal for a pet, illegally hunting animals for food, skins, and fur. Due to hunting, lack of habitat, and other man-made disasters, many species are not able to reproduce at a greater rate, causing them to become endangered. Although there are many ways to take the animals' habitats and take away their way of life, there is still time and ways to reverse what we have done and put an end to endangering species. In order to stop extinction, we need to put a stop to animal endangerment. In an article titled 10 Easy Things You Can Do to Save Endangered Species by Endangered Species Coalition, recycling, protecting wildlife habitats, and stop poaching are all ways we can put a stop to endangered animals. Recycling is a great way to help save the animals, both land and in the sea. We can slow the trend by using biodegradable items, reusing items, and giving items we do not use to the preferred bin, i.e., plastic, glass, and paper. In an article titled Save America's Wildlife by Environment America, they state we need to reconnect natural habitats that have been disconnected by roads, fences, and other man made obstacles. Building roads is a great inconvenience to wild animals as we are digging up their natural habitat to continue our daily lives. For endangered species to regain their relevance, we need to stop destroying habitats with man made projects, recycle our goods, and stop hunting and killing them for food and sport. Today, you have heard me define my terms, establish my limits, and discuss the major issues to prove my point. The fact of the matter is, the number of endangered species has increased within the past 2 years and is likely to continue to increase within the coming years. Knowing that we need wildlife to survive, I urge you to help protect our wildlife and slow the trend of endangered species. Help put an end to the endangered animals and save our lives, their lives, and our planet.